What's good, you guys? It's your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Hope y'all having a good week thus far. Hope y'all having a good, prosperous year here in 2023. Um, Today is a very, very sad day to say the least. Today we're celebrating, you know, the life of Kobe Bryant. We're actually now on the mark of 3 years of the death of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and plus the seven other passengers that died in that tragic helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. And it's unbelievable to think now that we're actually 3 years removed from this horrific tragedy that nobody saw coming. And it's still hard for me to talk about it even now, because nobody predicted this was going to happen. And the fact that it did, and just the shockness of the moment when that happened, was just eerie to say the least. Um, I remembered when that happened. I remembered when I was sitting on my recliner chair, just doing around with my computer, just minding my business until I received a notification from TMZ. Um, now saying breaking the story that Kobe Bryant had died in a helicopter crash. I thought it was BS. But then when ESPN, CNN, ABC News, NBC News, and pretty much the whole mainstream, news networks broke the story about it, it was just unbelievably shocking. And it just it didn't seem fair because Kobe Bryant was actually entering, the post, basketball years. He was finally at peace with his basketball career, the good times and the bad and all the accomplishments that he did. And he was passing down his knowledge of basketball to his daughter and passing down what he learned from the sport onto the younger generation. And the fact that it happened that day, and it was actually during the first year of, you know, when the pandemic was going to be announced a few weeks later, it was just shocking, to be honest with you. I never would have predicted this would happen. I know many of you guys that were watching the news never thought this would happen. But when the week of of his death happened, it was just nonstop coverage left and right. Both positive and there were negative too. We cannot dismiss that. Because there were a lot of people that did brought up the Colorado Springs, stuff. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but all I gotta have to say is that the man was innocent of what he did, and the fact that there were a lot of people that tried to bring that up shows how cold our American society is. But I'm gonna leave that alone. But it's just it brings back so many memories of watching Kobe Bryant on the basketball court, and the competitiveness that he always showed on the floor, and he always played his heart out every single night. He always showed that unbelievable competitiveness and rebelled against people that did not match his standards, sometimes to his benefit and sometimes to his detriment. And I still can't get over my mind how much he should be living right now, along with his daughter, and along with the other passengers who were in that helicopter crash. Because to me, there was no way you could tell me that any logical pilot who would ever want to fly in foggy weather, and the fact that that pilot decided to do it, knowing that it was not safe to fly under those dangerous weather conditions, was just it was just a terrible decision, and it cost everybody their lives that day. But the thing that I always try to treasure with Kobe Bryant is that he always was a type of player that on and off the floor was always a kind of guy that always let his play do the talking. And what he tried to instill in every basketball player is that willingness to be the best and knowing that you can't take any shortcuts to be the best. And that's what I try to do in my personal life, especially for me, because I'm trying to learn how to be a basketball coach after my Special Olympic basketball career will be over with in the next few years. Because there's a lot of things in my life that I want to achieve before my time is over with. And so I try to approach it in a similar way to what Kobe approached it. And I know I'm never going to be what he was, but I tried to, take his lessons from it and try to share it for the younger generation. And I think that when you really look back at his career in its totality, he's going to go down as one of the greatest basketball players of our generation. He was the mirror of Michael Jordan. Both of them, shared and mirrored their games off of each other. And they both had their insane competitiveness, their drive to be the best. And it's always just a treasure to watch them play. Just this week, we also reflected back 17 years ago when he scored 81 points against the Toronto Raptors. And to this day, it's still one of the greatest scoring outputs since Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points against the Knicks way back in the 50s. So I remember watching that performance on Sports Center and just watching him just carve out the entire Raptors defense. Now, granted, the Raptors defense wasn't really that good to begin with, but scoring 81 points is very impressive. And we probably will never see something like this. We've seen, Booker score 70. We've seen LeBron score 61. But 81 points in an NBA games is an amazing, scoring output. And I think someday someone will match it. We just don't know when. But I think the 100-point game is just too impossible to reach. But you can never say never. But I will say that, you know, it's just sad that he's not here with us. It's sad that he can't he we can't, enjoy, his thoughts about the modern game today. I know there's been a lot of people that don't like the modern game. I don't mind it at all because at the end of the day, we treasure what our era was and we have to respect, a new era of basketball. And everything is not going to be the same as it was back then. And I think that Kobe's legacy will ever be as a guy that, learned how to, change and adapt, and more importantly, how to get the best out of himself and his teammates. And when you look back at his championships, it just speaks volumes. Now, in that same week when he died, I remember I remember watching the clip when Inside the NBA was at the Staples Center because they were scheduled to play against the Portland Trailblazers that same week with the Lakers, and they postponed the game because of what happened. And I remembered watching Shaquille O'Neal talk about how he received the news of Kobe's death through his son Sharif, and just watching him again break down in tears. I mean, if it didn't break your heart to see him, go through that, I don't know what else to tell you because I think that what Shaq, finally realized was he didn't respect Kobe enough as much as he should. And I'm glad that they did the interview on the one-on-one interview with each other to pretty much close the book on whatever somewhat tension that they probably once had. And I'm glad that they were able to open up. And I could watch it again, knowing that what they put their past aside, but they accomplished so much together to the point that we still talk about it even now. Now I will say this: if Shaq had the same drive as Kobe did, and if Kobe had the better personality around people, if those two would have had those kind of mindsets infused with one another, I think they could have won at least one more than just the three that they accomplished. Because both of these guys needed each other to win championships. Shaq needed Kobe, and Kobe needed Shaq. That's just the bottom line. And they were fantastic in their time. And to watch them win their three championships was just a treasure to watch. And then for Kobe to come back after all the criticism that he took, a lot of it deserved, some of it not, to watch him come back from those rough years in the mid 2000s and to win back to back titles in '09 and '10, you know, was a rewarding thing. And I still treasure it even now. But it's still hard to talk about it. And I haven't worn his jersey in about a few years because it's still heartbreaking to even think that the man is not here anymore. But on this day, I just wanted to personally say thank you, Kobe, for all the memories you brought and all the life lessons that you instilled for not just to me, but a lot of kids who are entering the athletics, whatever sport they wanted to be. And we always going to enjoy the highlights of his career, from the dunks, the unbelievable performances, celebrating championships, winning gold medals, everything that this man accomplished, he did it. And so today, I want to personally thank Kobe Bryant for everything he's done for the sport, and rest in peace to all of the passengers that tragically died in that helicopter crash. There was no reason for them to die that day, but it was pretty much God's calling on all of them. So rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to his daughter, and rest in peace to all the other passengers that died in that tragic helicopter crash. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Peace.